flower in her hair and everything. And so we'll also have live animals. We're going to do our petting zoo again this year. We have baby rabbits, which I have some rabbits, so I'll be bringing some out. We do have someone bringing out some little baby goats. My sister is providing little baby ducklings that will be swimming around and being cute as can be. And then also little chicks, and we're hoping to get some other farm animals as well. So even if you don't want to get your picture taken with the East Bunny, come on out and enjoy the little petting zoo.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just, get out the house for a little while this Saturday and bring your kids. But yeah, so it should be a really great event. It is every year, so I don't think this year will be any different.
It's an annual thing. You're going to have refreshments?
No refreshments. No refreshments.
So bring your own carrots for the goats and stuff like that, right?
Oh, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. So I may bring some carrots so that they can feed the animals. So yeah, they'll be old enough to where they can feed them.
Oh yeah, that would be fantastic. All right, well tell us what programs that, of course, Piedmont Senior Resources helps out, funds.
Of course, yeah. So, we have our core programs at Piedmont Senior Resources, such as our nutrition program that has the home-delivered meals. We have the congregate nutrition sites where the older adults can go and just enjoy socializing with other older adults their age, having a good time. We have our care coordination program that helps with older adults that need a little bit more assistance, getting guardrails put up in their homes, things of that, ramps, things of that nature. We also have our homemaker program that puts companion aides in the home to help, just not necessarily, they're not registered nurses. There's certain things that they can do, but a lot of older adults just need someone there to supervise them, to make sure that they're doing okay, to help them prepare their meals.
Right.
And things like that, so that we do offer that program. But there's so many more programs that we offer that are not core programs to say, and not all AAAs do them. So, and they're not federally funded. So we do rely heavily on fundraising. We rely on donations from the community and community support and things like that. And those would be like our NEMT program.
Right.
That's all grant funded through fundraisers and things like that. And then we have our delivery with the Ring program, our doorbell program, where we provide older adults who are homebound, most of them receiving our meals with doorbells to make sure that they do not miss their meals.
That's great. You install doorbells?
We do. The drivers even put them on for them, and they
That's
come
amazing.
with 2 little receivers inside, so they can put them on opposite ends of the house. They never miss their meals. They're perfect for older adults who have hearing issues, and then they also light up too, so that if you got the TV turned up too loud, you can still see it blink when the doorbell.
Right,
but not only does it help with our driver's delivery, but any other delivery that they receive. So that's just one more program. Then we have our PSR Pet Love program. It helps with that. And then other emergency situations that may arise, such as, someone calls us and maybe their water heater broke, or they have some serious plumbing issues and they lose their water. They don't have any water. Or, maybe they're something happened and they can't afford their utility bill or something like that, and it's gotten to where they're about to cut them off. That's where these special occasions arise where we can come in and we can help. And we can't do that without the support of those donations and fundraisers and people coming out to help. That's what we rely on. We rely on the community. We rely on our counties. We serve 7 of them. So we rely on those county officials and things of that nature to come out and help us. That's what this is about. You're not coming out just to get a picture with the Easter Bunny. You are not only just doing that amazing picture to keep these memories for your family,
look
what you're doing for the community.
Not only with Easter Bunny, with all those cute animals, So even
if you don't want your picture taken, you're coming out, donate, give a few dollars. You're helping all these seniors in our area, and all of us have grandparents. Some of our parents are seniors at this point. So
yeah,
that's what you got to think about.
Yeah, I hate to think of myself as a senior, but age-wise, I guess I am considered a senior, but I don't feel like it that much.
No, that's all that's important. Age is just a number.
That's right. That's right. Well, now, how long is the pictures with the Easter Bunny been going on 5 or 6 years? Or is it longer than that?
I think this is our third year. Doing it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be not a he, but a she.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any age limit?
No, of course not. And we do pets as well. So if you want to get your picture taken with your dog and the Easter Bunny, bring them out.
Oh, it's going to be pet friendly.
Of course.
Yeah.
We have a PSR Pet Love program. Of course we're pet friendly.
All right. Now, what do you do?
You know, Justine has her pets too.
Oh, my
She's
gosh.
a horse lover. She has her puppers.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've got all my animals. We're just a huge. And of course, Jeff, you know, our new nutrition and transportation director, he's got a little farm of his own. So we are big animal lovers.
Oh, yeah. Does he have any chickens?
I'm pretty sure he's chickens. I think he's got chickens, goats.
God bless him because he gets fresh eggs. Doesn't have to go to the store to pay for them. That's
right. Put a lock on that thing nowadays.
That's right. Well, now your pet program. Mm-hmm. Now, tell us a little bit more about that.
So our PSR Pet Love program was real. I mean, we've been doing grants and things of that nature to help with pet food since before I was even there. Justine wrote the first Meals on Wheels grant. I think it was for probably like $2,500, where we supported, you know, giving our home delivered meal clients pet food and supplies that they needed. I mean, you got to think about it. These older adults can't get out. So what are they doing? They're giving them their food. And then they're becoming malnutritioned because they don't want their little fur babies to do. They love their animals. You know, they think of them as their children. So
I think
that's how
my
they treat
child.
them.
Yeah.
You know, so they will sacrifice their own health and well-being for that animal. And no, we're not doing that. So I'm going to make sure both are taken care of. And at PSR, that's what we do. You know, it is all about the seniors and about these older adults, but we're going to do what we need to do to make sure that they are safe and they're taken care of. And if that's what we need to do, then that's what we do. So we've created that program in 2020, really full force. And now we offer pet food and pet supplies to homebound individuals getting those meals, along with veterinary care assistance that's open to the public for seniors 60 and above.
Is that right?
We also work with Three Oaks Pet Resort here in Farmville. And they offer grooming services for all PSR clients, half off. And you think grooming, I'm like, that's not necessary.
Oh,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. And every pet mama and daddy will know, because as you get older, sometimes it's harder to get those toenails clipped. You can't do it yourself or get them groomed. You know, animals can get mats, and then it's this huge expense having to put them to sleep to get the mats out.
Right.
Or worse, the older, you know, pets get older too.
Yes.
And sometimes when they get older, they get a little nippy, even at their owners. So, you know, it's that extra little care that we need, you know. And so we do offer that. We offer boarding. So if for some reason, you know, they offer help with boarding. So if for some reason one of our clients needs to be in the hospital, we can help with the boarding of the animals so that they're not, you know, they have somewhere to go.
Right.
You know, and we do also sell our own PSR Pet Love merchandise to help raise awareness. We have a logo and everything.
Oh, my. What a nice marketing tool. That's great.
But and we do so much. We do a Santa for Pets to go along with the Subaru Share Their Love event, things of that nature. So, you know, we have really went full force. And I just received notification that we did get the 2024 U.S. Aging Achievement Award for the PSR Pet Love program. So
Ding, ding,
I
ding.
was super excited. I was already going because I will be presenting there about the doorbell program, which won the award last year. So I'm really excited to be not only going to present on the doorbell program for the U.S. Aging in Chicago, but I will also be accepting that award for PSR for that program.
That is fantastic.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It just goes to show how something so small has just become so impactful in our community.
Yeah, I know. And you know, Farmville is a very giving community in the surrounding area. They are.
I'm so proud to be a part of this community. All 7 counties that I represent, you know, I'm technically a Lunenburger. I live in Keysville, but I am a Lunenburg County resident, and I did go to Lunenburg County. But you know what? A lot of my family lives here. I was born in Farmville. So, you know, they're all my family, the way I look at it.
Of course. And to have Justine heading up all of this with her energy and everything.
Of course.
She's quite formidable, and she goes after.
She does. And I'm going to tell you, when it comes to Justine Young, she has a form of creativity herself. Mm-hmm. And when I come up with these crazy ideas to do stuff, she doesn't tell me no.
Right.
And I really, really appreciate that. You know, I love being able to have that creative forum when I'm at work because, you know, agencies have their own things, you know, but when it comes, we have our core programs, but when it comes to our community's needs, that's where we really shine. Because we don't have to have these programs.
Yeah, you don't have to have.
We do.
You don't have to have people come in and install your doorbells.
No.
Just so that they make sure that they get their meals.
We don't even have to give you a doorbell, but why do we do it? Because we care. Because we want to make sure that every need that you have is taken care of. Period. We are your one-stop shop. Whether we can do it in-house or we need to call somebody, we have so many resources. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
Well, we're very lucky to have you. We're very lucky.
I want to tell you this really quick just because it just stunned me. Yesterday, I had a lady contact me, and she was hungry. She had some issues, you know, at her home, people stealing her mail. You know, it was just this huge amount of just stuff that she was going through.
Stress.
Very, very hardships. And, you know, I told her, I says, well, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to talk to this person. And she said, can I just tell you something? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she goes, you are the first person that I have talked to in years that acted like they actually care about me and don't want me to sit over here and die.
Oh.
And it breaks, I hear this so much, and it hurts. It breaks my heart to know that there are older adults out there that are suffering like this.
Yeah.
And, you know, and for them to just call all these places and they're like, no, we can't help you. Click up. No, we can't help you. Click up. You know, no. If I give you resources, I'm going to tell you, look, if they don't answer the phone, you call me back and I'll find somebody over there. I'll call them myself. Or if they don't help you, we'll figure it out. You call me back and we will take care of it, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, but that's how everybody is there. It's not just me.
Right.
All of us. We just care so much. We are the most caring team I have ever seen work together as a team. It is just amazing.
Well, that's how you get things done, too.
You got it. You know,
you communicate with each other. You discuss things. You listen to the community.
Yes, ma'am.
If they need something and it seems to be something that everybody could use, like the doorbell. Go back to the doorbell thing again. I just think that's amazing.
It blows your mind how something so simple, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. And you won an award for it. Okay. And for that, a lot of these other groups with the PSR or these other groups that help seniors, they'll go back and they'll say, guess what? Came out of Farmville. Giving these doorbells
they call me all the
people.
time saying, hey, how did you start this program? How did you do this? And that's why we submit all of our programs to these U.S. Aging Awards, because they post all that stuff in their books. They put it all over their website. We have presentations on it. And so when people are trying to do the same things for their community, we're the front runners. We're such a small agency, but we're not a small agency doing small things. We are a small agency doing amazingly huge things.
Yes.
And it is being recognized all over the United States and sometimes further. I mean, I've done programs where I had people calling from England, doing things.
Amazing?
So, it's amazing.
It is.
And this Easter event that's next weekend is just one part of the many things that we do. And, I mean, yes, we may not raise $1 million, but we're not only getting communities involved, but we're getting children involved. Who's going to take care of? I'm going to be a senior one day. Mm-hmm. My child's going to need to take care of me. Mm-hmm. That generation's going to need to take care of me. So what better way to do it than to, kind of find that kid in everybody and bring everybody together and show them what we do as a group. And we have so many fundraisers that do that. The Duck Derby does it. It's a kid-friendly event. Mm-hmm. Our PSR Pet Walk that we do every year. This will be our second year doing it. That's a huge family-friendly event, and I see us doing more of those every year, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, and we certainly hope that you have a fantastic turnout, not an awesome turnout.
I'll be there taking pictures, though.
Well, that'd be good. I'm sure that you are. I'm sure you are.
And they print out right there, too, so you get to take your pictures home with you.
That's fantastic. And all for $5?
$5. Beautiful,
That's amazing.
beautiful photos. Beautiful.
Once again, it's going to be PSR Pictures with the Easter Bunny, Saturday, April 12th. So mark your calendar. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it doesn't take up your whole day.
Nope.
You can just run in there, get your picture taken, pet the animals, and just have a great time. Bring your lunch.
Yeah.
You know, and enjoy it there. Maybe a carrot or two, you know, for animals. Anyway, it's going to be the location, please.
Oh, at our office, 1413 South Main Street, right there. We've got a beautiful terrace. It's decorated every year by Laura Gaston. She is our care coordinator. She does such a fantastic job. And, you know, hopefully if it's a beautiful day, fingers crossed, we will have that entire little courtyard full of little furry buddies and animals.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I love it.
I do too. Well, listen, if they need to get in touch with you about anything, your number?
Yep. So our main office number is 434-767-5588. And it doesn't matter who you talk to because we're all going to know that information. But, of course, you can always call Nikki Dean. But, yeah, so we hope to see everybody there.
That's right. Your voice is here with us every day almost. Yeah.
I know. It's so funny hearing myself on a commercial. I'll go to talk to Claire up front, and there's my commercial.
I know. Doesn't it make you feel good?
A little
bit. Well, listen, all proceeds do go to Piedmont Senior Resources. It's one of your fundraisers, and we certainly appreciate you coming in and giving us some insight on some of the programs that you have initiated.
It is my pleasure.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For the Aging Pets Love thing that you've got an award for, correct?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And the doorbell thing. I just can't go. I'm thinking about that all day. Anyhow, we appreciate you. Come back soon. Tell us more about what's going on with Piedmont Senior Resources. Your one-stop shop for everything that you need. If you have a problem, give them a call. They're going to solve it for you.
Yes.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you too, Nikki. Take care. Have a great remainder of your day.
Thanks, you
all
too.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. All right. That was Nikki Dean with Piedmont Senior Resources. And she was talking about the pictures with the Easter Bunny. We'll call her Esther Bunny, right? Since the Easter Bunny is going to be a female this year. Excuse me. Kermit is making his way down into my throat again, but we'll get rid of him shortly. Anyway, it is 27 minutes after, after 8 o'clock. And we're going to bring Noah Massage in.
You're going to bring me in?
I'm going to bring you in.
Oh, no.
Yes, you were brought in.
Okay. Oh, hey, Chris. How's it going?
Hey, fine. How are you
I'm
doing?
doing well, Chris. Doing well.
Good.
Other than...
Bye, Jeff. Take care. He's suffering with allergies.
He is suffering, yeah. He didn't want to come on.
I don't know of
understand
anybody
that.
who can sound worse than I can this morning.
Chris, you sound
Well,
fine.
the allergies are, they just... The older I get, the more affected I am.
Interesting.
By those allergies.
You know, my girlfriend was lucky. Her mother took her when she was a little girl, right?
Yeah.
You can get these like different shots. I think that you do it every other month, like for years. But it basically makes you resist any sort of like pollen. You know, you have that like resistance built up, and so she doesn't get allergies anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Which great for her, but. Me, on the other hand, Chris, I can't.
She didn't take you to get the shots?
No, I mean, like, that's when she was like a little kid. Her mom did that for her. But, I never had that sort of treatment and pamperments. I've never been pampering. Thank you, Chris. I've never been pampered like that before,
Yeah, well, I understand.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, like, I'm glad. Like, I'm happy for her. But
yeah, I'm happy for her,
there's a
too.
part of me that's jealous.
What about, did your Nana do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Your mother's mother, right?
Yeah, my mom's mom.
So your mom's mom is not Nana.
No, it is Nana.
It is
Yeah.
Nana. So she was the one that gave her the...
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Katie's mother.
Katie's mother.
Katie's mother.
Excuse
I
me.
got
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I'm all over the place.
I'm
this
still
morning.
on the doorbell
Chris,
thing. I'm
again,
sorry.
I've been blowing my nose since 5 o'clock this morning. You would think I would like cleared out 80% of the mucus at this point. It's just a never-ending war between paper and my nose.
Oh.
I'm blowing in it every 5 seconds.
Oh, my goodness. I hope you have Kleenexes that are softened by lotion.
Yeah. Those are nice. Those are nice. No, we have some nice Kleenexes around here.
Yeah, we do.
But at home, I don't have those, so I'm just. It's like sandpaper. I use paper towels, and it's like the great value, like
Paper towel and what,
made in
napkins and stuff
Taiwan.
that.
Like things still get made in Taiwan. And it's like shipped.
Yeah, sure.
The way it gets to America is like it gets shipped to one country and then another and another, and then finally gets.
I know.
And it's like by the time you get these paper towels, it's just kind of like
They're dry rotted.
they're dry rotted, and like the packaging is a little off, and the plastic,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's my issue. I know it's a problem, right? It's bad, not good.
Well,
How are
maybe
you
we'll
this
get some
morning?
maybe we'll get things back with Made in America.
Maybe,
Maybe Made in the USA. I'm okay. I'm doing good. I've had a good week so far.
Good.
I think. Anyway, this is Thursday, right?
It is. I think. I hope. Man, I hope it's Thursday.
Okay. All right.
I have a fun topic I want to bring up after we jump to commercial.
Okay. That'll be great. We'll do that.
So we'll go ahead.
All right. We're down at the bottom of the hour, by the way. It is 8:31, and we didn't get the rain, and that cloud just flew over.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Because I ran into a really heavy shower coming in this morning, and I thought, well, but we got some partly sunny skies. Anyway, we'll get to the weather forecast. All right. We have our birthday and perhaps anniversary calendar coming up, and that is brought to you by Creative Electrical Contractors located at 1907 East 3rd Street in Farmville. I've got the music for you, and we queued that up for Noah to tell us who's celebrating today. Noah?
Well, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. All right. We have some birthdays to get to.
It's got some paper rustling over here.
You know me. All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
On the birthday calendar, we have... Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
We have Kent Caldwell, Carolyn Turner. That's all I got, Chris.
That's all you got?
2 birthdays, but very special birthdays.
Yes.
And we wish them the best birthday possible.
Do. Well, how do we get those birthdays, those names to us here?
I think they can call in, I think, 434-394-0924.
Got it.
Man, this morning is...
It started off great.
Oh, heck.
Then it all went to pieces there for a few minutes, but now
we're back on track.
Yes.
If they want to email birthdays, if they want to open up their inbox digitally, they can go there and email us at birthdays@wflo.net. And they can also go to our website under the on-air mentions page. Submit birthdays directly from our website.
We check them all, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, we wish everybody celebrating out there, whether we know it or not. We hope that you have a wonderful celebration today.
The best birthday, yeah.
Birthday calendar brought to you by Creative Electrical Contractors. If it's not right, they'll make it right. Call 434-392-2802. All right, now it's 8:36, and you said you had
well, we talked about it this morning. We talked a little bit about that this morning, I think. But I'll kind of preface the conversation with.
Please do.
With when you're in a relationship, Chris.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And let's say your partner doesn't really go out a whole lot. And we do have somebody calling in. We'll get back to this because this is going to be good. But we have a phone call.
All right.
I
bet you it's Henry.
I bet you it is.
All right. We'll take it. Good morning on the Call Flo Show.
Well, good morning. So are you.
I know. It's great.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
We're doing fine, Henry. We want to know how you're doing.
Well, I'm hanging in there. I'm much better than I was yesterday morning.
Oh, really?
So you folks, those folks must have prayed for me.
I did. Prayed for your knee.
But I hope the public did.
Mm-hmm.
But I ask you for your continued prayer. I haven't tried to get out of my sleep chair yet, but the knee is feeling so much better.
That's good.
So but keep on praying for it, and I appreciate it.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah. All right, and I hope the folks listening will do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I get up after a while, it needs to work.
Well, you got to keep moving. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of moving, horses are really sad. They really are. Horses are sad because my youngest granddaughter, Emma, a few months ago asked me that same question about horses being sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why do you think they're sad? She said they all have such long faces.
Well, they do have long faces. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but you can tell when a horse is happy, though. Yeah. When he
kicks his owner, his foot. That's when a
I
horse
love
is
Noah's
truly
humor.
happy.
I just
Thanks,
love Noah's
Grace.
humor. Yes. No, you can always tell. They say that when you look a horse in the eyes, you can see your soul, or
Yeah.
see your soul through a horse's eyes.
Wow.
You have to be careful and don't catch a cold.
Right.
Anyway, if you're in the pony league, that is. The Secretariat, I think I mentioned this before, but he was kind of a national hero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a while back, they tried to throw out his record because they claimed it was based strictly on race.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say it's going to get up around the 80-degree mark today. It reminds me of the times, a good many years ago, it was so hot, a bird pulled a worm from the ground and he was using pot holders. That was a very
beak
warm
holders.
day.
Beak holders. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You did hear about the girl who fell into her copy machine, and now she's beside herself.
Right. Right.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. She never chewed gum, but she was a beech nut.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, loved to go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
One time I was in a restaurant, and I went to the men's room, and I was gone so long that they came in to check on me, and I was mopping the floor, and they said, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "Well, you're supposed to obey the signs," and there was a sign there that said, "Clean restrooms."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. One time I was doing an interview with this lady, and she was wearing a pretty flower. And I made some comment about the beautiful flower she was wearing. And I said to her, "What is your favorite flower?" And she said, "Martha White, self-rising."
Yeah, I thought that was going to come up like that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. The doctor told the patient, "Your check came back." And the patient said, "So did the arthritis."
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
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 One of the first little jokes, and I've told this before, but it's one of my favorite little one-liners about a guy who stole a calendar and he got 12 months.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I was, one time I went in the drugstore, and while I was there, this duck came in, and the duck walked back to the drug counter, and the druggist says, "What can I get for you?" And the duck said, "Give me a tube of chapstick and just put it on my bill."
I like that. Okay.
Well, I do have a few, I think. Oh, by the way, let me say this. Yesterday, I received a card. I don't know where it came from. It had no postmark. And it had no, no address.
Mm-hmm.
The card was unsigned. They wrote a note about how much they enjoyed the testimonies I was giving,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't sign it. I don't know where it came from. What it had no postmark thing on it. So anyway, whoever sent that, I appreciate it. It said these testimonies meant a lot to whoever that was that sent it.
Yeah. Okay.
But so that person, I hope, will know that I got it and appreciate it. So, some 35 years ago, Joyce and Christy and I went to the Chesterfield Mall. And while they were window shopping, I sat on a bench outside of the stores, and I'm just sitting there, and I said, "Lord, if you can use me, I'm just sitting here doing nothing." In less than a minute, a man walked by with two little children, maybe 5 and 7 years old. And as they went past me, I jumped up and said, "Sir." And they stopped and looked around. And I said to the man, "Sir, you've been praying about something." He said, "About several things." And my voice said, "No. You've been praying about some very special things, one in particular." And he said, "Yes, I have." So I said, "Well, you keep praying and you'll make the right decision." So he said, "Thank you," and they turned and walked on. I didn't know who they were. They didn't know who I was. All right, 30 years later, I passed out and fell down because I was not exhaling the carbon dioxide. So I passed out and fell down and hit the concrete steps outside of our house. And the rescue squad came and took me to the hospital in Farmville. They couldn't figure out why I passed out. So they called for the helicopter to come and take me to Lynchburg General Hospital. Suddenly there appeared on the scene a lady doctor, and she took blood, and it was mostly carbon dioxide. So she said, "You can't fly him to Lynchburg. He won't make it." So we're going to have to pump this dioxide out of his blood. So she put a suction cup over my mouth and drew out the dioxide, and then they flew me to Lynchburg. Now, who was this lady doctor who saved my life? It was that 5-year-old little girl that I had met in Chesterfield Mall 35 years ago.
How did you know it was her?
Well, I recognized her daddy, who was Dr. I'll tell you in a minute. Well, I asked who she was, and she said it.
Mm-hmm.
She told me who she was, and she was the Dr. Eugene Donovan, who told me all of this after this happened. And the decision he'd been praying about was whether to keep his office in Richmond or move it to the Farmville area, and he moved and opened up the Burkeville Medical Center.
Right.
And he was a strong Christian who was also on staff at Southside Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how I knew, I don't remember exactly how I found out. Well, I'll tell you, her name was, of course, Dr. She was not married, and it was Dr. Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
And I already met Dr. Donovan. And so we got to talking about, two Dr. Donovans. And that's when it all came back.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talking about our history. But anyway, isn't that strange that
That is
35
strange.
years later, this
Yeah.
5-year-old, and she did save my life because I had passed out. I was unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, the Lord had a plan.
Yes, you absolutely did. And
And
we're glad.
Part of that
Mhm.
part of that plan was me talking here on Call Flo.
Yeah. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I know your listeners appreciate you too. Can you give
Yeah,
us your phone number again so that they can call
right.
you?
All right, it's 414-0096,
Okay.
and it's the 434 area.
Yeah, 434-414-0096. Got it.
Yes, correct. So if you want to talk to me, or if you want to pray with me, or if you're the lady who sent the nice card with no identification on it, who appreciates these testimonies, whoever it might be,
Okay.
Chris just gave you the number. All right, and thank
All right.
you, and I hope to talk to you tomorrow, Lord willing.
Have a good one, Henry. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Take care. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was Henry giving us some testimony there.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our lines are open again at 434-394-0924. It is your Thursday, this April 3rd already. So we were talking about, the lines are open. I said that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
First time caller. Don't know where he is. Maybe he might be in his garden this entire time that he hasn't been calling in. Picking
Yeah.
tomatoes.
Right? It could be.
Or he could be in Maryland.
Yeah.
Very likely.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty likely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One of the two.
One of the two. All right. What were you talking about relationships here?
So I wanted to bring up this little, not a problem, not a problem at all, but like somebody, let's say hypothetically, if I, went out at night and let's say hypothetically I was hosting an open mic. Like, let's say I do that hypothetically.
Let's say you do it in real life.
Okay, sure, yeah. So I go host an open mic, and the mic starts at 9:00, Chris. So
Right.
it doesn't end
So you know
till
it's gonna be a late
11:30,
night.
12 o'clock, and then you have to break down, right? And then you're talking to people as well. So
Sure.
it's a busy time. There's a lot of moving parts, and I'm not always in control of the time, right?
Right.
And I'm not the type of personality to be like, all right, I'm going to leave it to the other guy who's here to put away everything. I'm sorry. I believe
You have good work ethics.
Thank you, Chris. You stick together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're in the trenches, Chris. And so, anyways, I do that, and I get home a little late. It's pretty much 1 o'clock, right, when I get home.
Yeah.
Which is late, and I have to wake up early, but I'm aware of that, and I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. But I come inside, and I'm tiptoeing. I mean, quiet as a mouse. A church mouse, nonetheless. And I'm
Praise
slowly...
Jesus, bring the cheese.
Yes, that's right. And I'm like unlocking the door, and my cat is even quiet. My cat was at the door for me.
So Jeffrey was quiet.
Yeah, but he wasn't meowing. Sometimes, like when I come home, he's really excited to see me. So he's like, instead of a dog barking, he's like
quiet.
meow, meow.
Yeah,
But
where
he's
have you
like,
been?
he's like, hey, I think she's asleep, but I don't know. He's like trying to escort me into the building, kind of. And so anyways, I slowly close the door. I lock it. I'm so quiet. And then, my girlfriend is like, she's like, oh, you're home. Fine. Like in a normal tone, not even in an aggressive tone, but just a very, like she's been up for hours. It sounded like, it's not like, hey, it's not a sleepy tone. It's a very like, okay, like 11:30 on 11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. Like you're up, you're awake, you're alert. Like that's how she responded to my entering the door. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry, it's late. I gotta wake up early. Sorry, just go back. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." But like my thing is like I feel like she waited. Like I've told her like please like don't feel like you have to wait for me to come home before you can sleep. Like take some Benadryl. Take some what's that thing that all the people always recommend, melatonin, like whatever that is. Who knows if that even works? But take some melatonin. Take some Like, if you have to really, if you're in a really desperate situation, maybe the old hammer and the no, I'm kidding. But, like, just like, I don't know. It was like she was waiting for me to come home, but, like, annoyed as well. Like, annoyingly waiting for me to come home. Just being like, when is, And I don't know, Chris, but I don't think that's right. But you mentioned to me before that Francis pulled shenanigans like that. And I wouldn't say shenanigans.
Well, they weren't shenanigans, but Francis, he would say, okay, honey, I won't be long.
Yeah, exactly.
Half an hour, at most 3 hours later, it's the worry, basically, because I never know where he, if he's gotten into an accident. Or something like that. It's the worry because I love this guy.
Yes.
And if he tells me he's going to be home at a certain time, I should know. Now, I lived with him for almost 30 years and always had this problem because he would, especially if he was going to the store or something like that, he was a celebrity, basically. Yeah. And people would talk to him. They loved to talk to him. So he would get into a conversation or get distracted or something like that and lose all track of time. Forget about Chris.
Yeah.
She's just there at the house pacing the floor.
Is that what you think? That's what you're thinking in your head? Like when he's at this, I don't know, at the store getting what he needs, but maybe runs into a couple of people. You're worried sick?
I'm worried sick.
You're worried sick.
Yeah, because, he's not, a lot of times he was thinking about a book he was writing or a story he was writing or something and driving. He could have ended up in Timbuktu, as far as I know, But anyway, that's just the way Francis was. If he'd go for a walkabout, or take the dog or something, and I'll be back shortly, whatever. And 2 hours later, he got distracted or saw a turkey or something else like that. But just a phone call, or a simple message. I'm running late. I'm home. I'm okay. But we worry. We worry about our men. We worry about our kids. We worry. So just a little bit of communication. But
so that would, what would your advice be to me as somebody who's in a situation like that? Because I've had this happen before too. I'm like, hey, I'm going out for a run real fast. I'll be back in probably like an hour. But the hour turns out to be like an hour and 15, maybe sometimes an hour and a half.
Call her.
Give her a call.
Just give her
Sometimes
a call.
I do that, and I still feel like it's a problem somehow. Like
you've done all you can do.
Yeah,
that's up. That's up to her.
She knows that I'm alive.
To process the information and do all of that. So it just that's.
I was talking to her one time, and I was like, what can I do to make this better, more, easier for you to deal with? And she was like, just tell me you don't. She was like, tell me you don't know when you're coming home, and then that's what I want to hear. I just want to hear you confirm that you don't know, you have no idea what time you may roam back home. And I was like, I hear what you're saying, but I have a good idea. And sometimes, my estimated time in my head changes slightly. It could be 20 minutes, it could be hour and a half. I have a distorted sense of time, Chris.
Well, you've become distracted, of course, and I understand that. I can become distracted as well, but I always say, well, I know he's going to be worried about me, so
Yeah.
I'll text him or call him
Yeah.
or tell him that I'm going to be late. But he, once he was out there,
Yeah.
he was out there, and he was in his element, and
You just hope for the best. Yeah.
Just hope
Well,
for the best.
My thing is, I think I made a like there is a known fact that when I'm hosting an open mic, it runs late always.
Always.
And it's a late
She
night,
should
a Wednesday.
she should always
and so
expect that.
yes, exactly. So she should know that it could be between 12 and like 1 o'clock. I'm rolling in. I rolled in at 1 o'clock, so I was like an hour. Like I usually get home around 12:30. So really, I'm a half hour over my usual time, and it became a fiasco
Right. Well,
up my wazoo. So
all right.
you know,
You know what we're going to do? If we
have a
need
good
to,
idea what we're gonna do.
We're going to
Yeah.
maybe continue this discussion. Maybe have some people, call
Chime in, yeah,
chime
please,
in
please,
on-
please tell
on
me
the
I'm not wrong.
subject.
Like, this is what I want to hear.
No, you weren't having an affair or anything like
No,
that.
of course not, yeah.
So anyway, that's
Yeah.
that's great.
I don't have the time for an affair, Chris. Come on, that's what kind of guy? That's
Right.
I don't have that kind of status of like being like, gonna schedule an appointment with a Millie or
Right,
whatever.
right. Well, you know what?
Like people
what
who
you
have an
do,
affair. Nothing.
buy some candy, make her
Exactly,
dinner.
yeah, sure.
Do whatever. Give her
Exactly.
Some jewelry.
I
whatever.
make her so much food.
Yeah. All right.
Unsatisfied.
Okay.
Cook up the bacon. Nothing
up the
happened. Okay. Anyways, Chris.
All right. We're running a little bit late, but anyway, we'll discuss that later.
Yes.
We thank you so much for listening. And we, of course, thank Nikki Dean for coming in and telling us all about the Easter pictures with the Easter Bunny on Saturday, April the 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. News coming up next.